Hello everyone and welcome to the latest edition of Martin's Hill Mercury. Things have been really rather different this week. The fog has come in a big style and the rain has been coming down with proper autumn weather, which, look, that's how it should be in the run up to the first Cheltenham meeting, shouldn't it? We're properly starting the National Hunt season now. Plenty of runners this week, mixed successes. I'll come on to what has been an absolute highlight for me a little later. But we started at Stratford last week. We had Exploiter, who he ran well for a long way, just got a little bit tired at the end. He will come on an absolute bundle for that. He should be competitive in maidens and novices. Jumped well, travelled well, as I say, just got a little bit tired in the ground. Likewise, Jessica Rabbit absolutely hated the ground at Stratford. She's a nice, doesn't need quick ground, but just a nice, good ground mare. And the soft ground there, she never coped one bit. One that did cope, and coped pretty well actually, was Follow the Swallow. He's another one that likes the sounder surface. Finished last year on absolute high with a couple of places and then a win at Warwick. Ran into the places at Stratford. Pleased with that and plenty to build on. And he should be competitive despite the fact, I mean, he went up well over £20 last year, but he still seems competitive off his mark, and fingers crossed we can be winning with him. Then to Worcester earlier in the week. Hatab ran in the novice handicap hurdle final that all the qualifiers had been through the summer, and he ran an absolute blinder. He was dropping back in trip to 2.5 miles, shorter than ideal probably. His win came over 3 miles and a very good handicap second over 3 miles last time out. But we put the cheek pieces on to sharpen him up, jumped like an absolute bunny, and was still absolutely bang there, jumping 2 out. He got badly hampered coming to the last, unfortunately, and that certainly cost him a place. He wouldn't have caught the first two. The first two have finished well clear, and they looked impressive, well handicapped horses. But it's just cost him that 3rd place. But he's been a super horse for us all through the summer. The partnership, the You Can Be Sure partnership, have been absolute joy. So fingers crossed that we can carry on enjoying some success for them. And then Southwell and Ludlow, day of contrasting fortunes. The rain absolutely tipped down at Southwell, and we sent 2 horses there that really need slightly better ground. Derek Donjou, he hated it, but he's a tough old bugger, and he ran all the way to the line. It's a very, very slow run race, well over 7 minutes for a 3-1, which tells you a lot about the conditions there. And he's just got tired coming to the last. That's his first run for a good while, and he should come on a bundle for that. And then Little Mare Torquay, she's only been in the yard a few weeks, came from Eric McNamara's over in Ireland, and she'd been running through the summer on decent ground, had no idea how she was going to cope yesterday, but she ran perfectly well in that. I mean, that would be the softest ground she's run on. She's jumped a little bit sketchily at times, and maybe that was the ground, maybe it was just a little bit of novelty value of jumping the brush hurdles for the first time, but she stayed on really well, not beaten that far. In fact, she's been beaten the exact distance that the handicapper put her up for coming over the Irish Sea. So hopefully he'll drop her a couple of pounds and then we can go again with her. Highlight for me this week though, look, what else could it be? Alexander the Great winning finally at Ludlow. He has been going so close through this summer. He's become, well, he was described as he crossed the line yesterday as the enigma that is Alexander the Grey. If ever a horse can find a way not to win, he's found it this summer. He's been done on the line, he's been done after the last, he ran out through the wing at Huntingdon when he looked to have the race in his grasp. But yesterday, everything just fell nicely into place and he's battled on really well. I'm delighted for Lily. She has really gone up and down the country with that horse all through the summer, and to get the win on him, superb. I think he has earned a well-earned break now. You'll see him back in the spring. Looking to the future, we're off to Scotland for the weekend. Telson Barley runs up at Kelso. No ill effects after his Huntingdon run last week. We think he just banged himself on a hurdle that day and been very sore for a few strides. But so we got to Kelso with him for the 3-1. Fingers crossed, should run well. And then plenty of runners next week, hopefully. We've taken a load of horses away off the Lambourne this week just to put the finishing touches to them. Ami Dubois went, Ask Ben went, Ask Henry's gone, Chat to Charlie's gone, The Distant Lady's gone, Homing Star's gone, and they've all worked well. A couple of them have needed it a bit more than others. They'll probably be a couple of weeks down the line. But looking for next week, I'd like to think Chat to Charlie will get some entries. There's races for him at Uttoxeter and Wetherby. There's one at Exeter the following week. The form of his bumper has worked out really well. Book of Intrigue, that beat him just ahead that day, has gone on to win under a penalty, runs at Cheltenham this weekend, and I think Chat to Charlie's going to improve no end for a bit more of a trip and an obstacle in front of him. Dublin 4's pretty much ready to go again, so hopefully we won't be too far away with him. Ami Dubois will get an entry for Ascot next weekend for the big handicap chase there. I'd expect him to run a nice race first time out. And then two of the mares, Distant Lady and Casting Grey, they both seem to be in good order. As I say, Distant Lady went away this week, and that will put the finishing touches on her. Casting Grey, with I think just another few days, and then we'll find a little mare's novice or maiden hurdle for her. But all in all, nice to be racing, and racing well in proper national hunt conditions again.